Welcome to FSPN's coverage of high school golf. Thanks to our media partner, 305 Plus Network, and our title sponsor, Adidas, we're able to bring you GMAC sports all season long. Today, we're at the Miami Shores Country Club for some high school golf between the Spartans of Miami Country Day and the Ransom Everglades Raiders. Let's go over some of the rules for today's match. It'll be 9 holes of stroke play. It's been kind of soggy in South Florida, so it'll be picked clean in place from the fairway, and the best 4 scores count. Let's meet the teams. The Spartans of Miami Country Day are led by their head coach, Brian Parizzo. And we didn't have much time for chit-chat today because of the rain. So here are the Spartans. Let's meet the Raiders. They're led by their head coach, David Reagan. And here are your Raiders from Ransom Everglades. What do you say we swing right into things and meet the first group on the first tee? Out of Ransom Everglades, it's Matthew Putnikoff and Zachary Fisher. From Miami Country Day, it's Jack Smith and Jonah Fernandez. Let's take a look at this opening hole here at Miami Shores Country Club. A tight tee shot here on the opening par 5. Then it doglegs right to an elevated green that's guarded by a couple of greenside bunkers. On the first tee for Ransom Everglades, it's Matthew Putnikoff. Matthew's been a very consistent player for the Raiders all season long. Next up, it's Zachary Fisher. And that's right where you want to put it, on the right side of this fairway. On the tee for Miami Country Day, it's Lance Zhang. And rounding out this foursome from Miami Country Day, it's Jonah Fernandez. You can see the drizzle and a little bit of rain here at Miami Shores. Doesn't bother Jonah. He puts one right in the middle of the fairway. Let's meet our second group today. From Ransom Everglades, it's PJ Klingon and Luca Tonarelli. And from Ransom Everglades, it's Hayden Sentner and Lance Zhang. And here they are on the first tee, meeting with Coach Parizzo. First on the tee for Ransom, it's PJ Klingon. PJ's probably one of the most consistent players on this Everglades team. And he puts that one in the center part of the fairway. Next up is Luca Tonarelli for Ransom Everglades. And unfortunately, Luca kind of pulls one to the left side. On the tee from Miami Country Day, it's Hayden Sentner. Nice shot there by Hayden. And on the tee for Miami Country Day from the left side, it's Lance Zhang. Let's meet our third and final group today from Ransom Everglades. It's Anson Dover and Pablo Munoz Montes. And from Miami Country Day, it's Andrew Ajmani and Nicholas Bond. First on the tee from Ransom Everglades, it's the 7th grader, Anson Dover. That's right where you want to put it, on the right side of the fairway. Next up, it's Pablo Munoz Montes. Nice shot by Pablo. Up on the tee, it's Nicholas Bond for the home team, the Miami Country Day Spartans. And rounding out our group, it's Andrew Ajmani. And an excellent tee shot from Andrew. So all three of our foursomes are out on the course. We're going to jump in the cart in this picturesque, beautiful golf course. Let's take a look at hole number 2 with our second group. It's PJ Klingon, Luca Tonarelli, Lance Zhang, and Hayden Sentner. And this is a beautiful, short par 3, 186 yards. And Lance is first on the tee. And he pulls one a little bit to the right, just off the green. And here's Lance chipping up on the second hole. And he gets it close enough to where he can make that for par. Here's PJ. And this is for birdie from just off the green. And he decides to putt this one a long way. And he'll have about 5 feet left for par. Here's the senior, Luca Tonarelli. Leads that one a little short of the green. Luca will go again. Here's Hayden for his birdie attempt on hole number 2. He leads that one about 1.5 feet short. PJ for par. Oh, just leaves that one a little bit short of the hole. PJ will tap that in for bogey here on number 2. And here's Lance for his par attempt, and he sinks that one. This for par for Hayden. And he just misses that. He'll take a disappointing bogey. And this is for bogey for Luca. He sinks that one. We're going to stay in this beautiful hole number 2 and watch the third group tee off. First up, it's Pablo Munoz. Pablo hits one to the right side of the green. And over the green, over by Coach Reagan. Next up is Andrew Ajmani. Andrew hits a very nice shot onto the green. He'll be putting for birdie. Next on the tee from Miami Country Day, it's Nicholas Bond. And Nick pulled that tee shot into the canal here at Miami Shores Country Club. On the tee for Ransom, it's the 7th grader, Anson Dover. Anson hits one to the right over the backside of the green near Coach. Let's head to hole number 3 with the first group and watch them tee off on this par 4, 365-yard straightaway hole. Jonah puts one in the middle left side of the fairway. There's Jack Smith with his drive. This is Zachary Fisher. Zachary's from England, so he's used to playing in these rainy, windy conditions. He puts that one in the middle of the fairway. Here's Puntikov. Matthew's probably one of the most consistent players out here. And that one finds the fairway. Let's stay here on hole number 3, which, like we said, is a par 4. 3. And we have the second group. That's Luca from Ransom, and he found the right side. And that's all he can do from these sloppy conditions, is just get it out to the fairway. This is Country Day's Hayden Centner, and he's also found the rough on the right side here on the par 4, number 3. Hayden leaves that one a little bit of short. And again, it's been sloppy, it's rainy, it's muddy. Here's Lance from the middle of the fairway for Miami Country Day. Lance hits a very nice shot up on the green. He'll be putting for birdie. And here's the consistent, steady PJ Klingon for Ransom. And he gets one a little closer. He'll have that for birdie. Here's Luca with his third shot on hole number 3. Gets it up on the green. Here's Hayden. He wants to chip up and get this one close. Not a bad shot from there. Here's Lance with his birdie attempt. He gives it a good roll for the Spartans, but just past the hole. And Luca will need this for par, this long downhill putt. Okay, he'll have about 3 feet. Here's PJ with his birdie on number 3. Oh, and he leaves that one about a foot short. Here's Hayden with his par attempt. He gives it a good roll. Just makes it in at the end. Nice shot by Hayden. And here's Luca for bogey. He needs this one. Oh, a horseshoe. That's going to leave a mark. A double bogey for Tonarelli. Here's Zhang with his par. And that goes in. We head to hole number 5 and catch up with the first group. On the tee for the home team, the Spartans of Miami Country Day, it's Jonah Fernandez. And he hits one to the middle of the fairway. Here's Matthew. Matthew's 2 under already today. And he's been consistent, hits a nice drive in the middle of the fairway. Here's Zach Fisher for Ransom. Zach puts one right in the middle of the fairway. Here's a good look at our foursome of Jack, Jonah, Matthew, and Zach Fisher. Let's go back to hole number 4 and catch up with our second group. Here's Hayden with his approach shot on a short par 4 and an excellent shot. He'll have a really good look at birdie. This ball belongs to Luca, and he has to negotiate some roots. Not a favorable lie. In fact, he has his right heel up on a root. And he hits it close to the green. He'll have that for his up and down. Here's PJ from the middle of the fairway. Nice swing. Just shy of the green. Here's Lance's second shot here at the par 4, and he finds the left side of the green. He'll have a putt for birdie. Here's Luca with his chip up, his third shot. And he'll have a lengthy putt for par. Here's PJ from just off the green. He decides to chip this one to an uphill pin. Just gets it past the hole. He'll have about 3.5 feet for his par. This is Lance with a birdie attempt here on the 4th hole. And he leaves that a little bit short. Luca for par. And he'll have a tap in there for his second consecutive bogey. Here's Sentner with a chance for birdie after a beautiful second shot. Oh, just past the hole. A Tap in here for par. PJ has a lengthy par putt here of about 4.5 feet. This is no gimme. Nice roll. Good stroke by PJ. Very consistent play. Lance with about a 2.5 footer for his par. And we head to hole number 4 with our third group. And we're going to watch their approach shots to the very same green. Here's Andrew from the left side of the fairway for Miami Country Day. And Andrew hits a great shot here into a pin that's tucked to the right side of the green. Anson found the thick stuff. He's got a tough angle from this side as well. He has to carry a bunker. Some really good contact by Dover. And just flies the pin. A great shot from that angle and from that distance for Anson Dover. Here's his teammate from Ransom Everglades, Pablo Munoz. Pablo's knocks one down, and he finds the left side of the fairway. Here's Nick Bond from way on the left side of the fairway in the San Augustine grass, and finds a way to put it to about 6 feet. Great shot by Nicholas Bond. Here's Pablo with his birdie attempt for Ransom Everglades.
Just trailed off now.
Very good roll for Pablo. He's just a freshman, folks. Here's Andrew with his birdie attempt. Well, the senior gives it a nice roll. It just broke a little bit to the right at the end. He'll have a no-stress tap in for par. Here's Anson. Oh, just left that one a little bit short, but a nice putt. He'll just have to breathe on that one to put it in the hole. Here's Nick Bond with his birdie attempt here on number 4. A little short and right. We head to the 5th hole with our second group of Klingon, Tonarelli, Sentner, and Zhang. We're going to watch PJ here with his birdie attempt. Oh, just missed that one. Have a tap in for par. And this is Hayden's par attempt. He gets that one to go. Here's Luca. He drains one. And let's move up to hole number 7 and catch up with the first group. And it's Jonah Fernandez with his school right behind the Miami Country Day. He puts one to the left side of the fairway. Here's Jack Smith, lefty. This is a 600-yard par 5. Next on the tee for Ransom, it's Zach Fisher. Zach with an iron hits one short of the canal up there. Let's head to hole number 6 and watch this third group. And this ball belongs to Nicholas Bond. Just an example of how sloppy and wet the conditions are here at Miami Shores. So any score of even par or close to even par is going to be fantastic. So Nick cleans off his ball. And he hits this approach, a beautiful shot into the green here
Third
at number
group.
6.
Hole number 6.
Here's Anson Dover. And this has probably been the muddiest part of the golf course. Dover leaves that one a little short and to the right. Here's Pablo, and you can see the muddiness when he hits that ball, but he manages to get enough on it to put it on the right side of the green, and Pablo will be putting for birdie. Here's Dover with his chip up, has to negotiate that bunker. That's really a good shot from there. Here's Andrew from behind the green. And his chip rolls past and leaves him about 4.5, 5 feet from par. Here's Pablo with his birdie attempt. Gotta love the freshman. Pablo's been really consistent this year, especially with that club. Nice putt just past the hole. I wouldn't be surprised to see Pablo amongst the leaders at the end of the day. He knocks that in for par. Pablo's even. Here's Nick Bond. Nick sinks that one. Nice putt. And here's Anson for his par. Just leaves that one a little short. He'll take a disappointing bogey. Here's Andrew for par. He'll tap that one in for bogey. We head to the 9th and final hole here at Miami Shores, and we catch up with our first group. And Jack Smith is the first on the tee for the Spartans. Great shot there by Smith. Next up is Zach Fisher. Here's Zach Fisher, and he finds the back part of the green here on number 9. Matthew is 2 under for today. He's been outstanding in these conditions. He'll have another look at birdie here on number 9. An excellent shot by Matthew. Here's Jonah Fernandez. Jonah puts one near the green. There's a look at some dirt that's on the green. First up is Zach Fisher. A long downhill putt. Just past the hole. He'll have about 1.5 feet for his par. Here's Jonah chipping up. Leaves that just a little bit short. And here is your leader, Matthew Puntikov. And he's got a chance to seal it here. Just past the hole. Taps it in for par and a -2 on today's round. Here's Jack Smith, and Jack's put together a nice round today in these conditions. This is for birdie. Just misses right a little bit. He'll tap in. And a nice round for Jack Smith. Here's Jonah for par. He makes that. Jonah, the sophomore. Zach Fisher's a junior for Ransom Everglades. Knocks that one in. And the first group is in the books. They shake it up here. Some camaraderie. There's some teammates. There's still some golf to be played. Let's go to hole number 8 and catch up with the second group. Here putting for birdie, it's PJ Klingon. And PJ's 2 over. He's put together a nice round today. Gives it a good roll. He'll take a par here at number 8. Luca from the fringe. Gives that one a good roll. And the most consistent one out of this group has to be Lance Zhang. And Lance has put together a great round. He's even through 7. Make that through
Second
8.
group,
We
hole
head to
number
the
8.
9th hole, and Lance is even par. We'll look at Hayden here with his bogey putt. Just misses to the left. Let's stay here at number 8, the par 3, and watch the third group come in. This is the group with Anson Dover, Munoz, Ajmani, and Nicholas Bond. First on the tee, it's the freshman Pablo Munoz with his tee shot. Good contact and a great result. Pablo rolls one up about pin high, 25 feet away for his birdie. Here's Nick Bond. Nick's been struggling a little bit today. And he leaves that one short and left of the green. Here's Andrew with his tee shot. Not sure where that one landed. But here's the 7th grader, Anson Dover. Oh, from the looks of that finish, he hit that one right, and he sure did. He's in the forest. He'll have a tough second shot. We head to hole number 9, the final hole with our second group. And first up, Sentner. And this is a short par 3, 166 yards. Sentner hits one just short and left. Here's Lance. Lance has played amazing. He's even par through 8 holes. And that one's going to be short and right. He'll have that up and down for a clean scorecard and an even par 35 here at Miami Shores in these sloppy conditions is excellent. Here's Luca. Luca hits one just off the green. And PJ Klingon has been very effective today. PJ's 2 over. Here's Lance chipping up. Maybe a little too far past the hole. He'll need all of that for par and to save his clean scorecard. Luca chips up. On the final hole, he hits the flagstick. And that was fortunate because I think that ball was rolling off the green. Here's PJ from about the same area. PJ hits a nice shot. He'll have about 3 feet for par. That was Lance Zhang's par attempt. And he's not too happy with that one. He's going to mark. And this is for par. This is Luca's 3rd shot here, the par 3. Slides that one past the hole. He'll have a little tap in there to finish his round. Luca finishes with a 42. Here's Hayden. That was for par. Sentner will finish with a 43. Here's PJ for par. The cap off a really good round of 37. He gets it to go. So 3 bogeys and a birdie for CJ. And here's Zhang, and he's put together a marvelous round, a really spectacular round. 1 over. The second group shakes hands. There's a good look at them. And we go to the final group, and we could have a leader change here in the clubhouse. With the lead right now, it's Matthew from Ransom Everglades, but right on his heels is Pablo Munoz Montes. That one's a little short and right, long and right. Here's Nick Bond with his tee shot on number 9.
Andrew might hit a fade against the ball. All on me, so he hit it dead left.
Nick hits a really good shot here on number 9.
That'll work.
He'll have about 15 feet for birdie.
I heard they're shutting it down to fix
Here's
it.
Anson Dover. And Anson puts one right next to Nick's ball. He'll have a birdie attempt. Here's Andrew with his tee shot on number 9. Andrew finds the green. So 3 birdie attempts. Here's Pablo. And a par here will give him a share of the lead with Matthew, who's already in the clubhouse. Here's Andrew Ashmani for the Spartans with a long birdie attempt here on number 9. Andrew gives it a good roll, about 1.5 feet. Here's Pablo, and he needs this for a share of the lead, and he gets that one to go. So we're going to have a tie for the lead between Matthew and Pablo, both from Ransom Everglades. Here's Nick Bond with his birdie attempt. Leaves that one just a little short. And a great round for both Matthew and Pablo. That was Anson's birdie attempt. He'll have this little tap in for par. Nick will tap that one in for par. And that'll wrap things up from Miami Shores Country Club between the Spartans and the Raiders. We're lucky to get this one in because of the rain. The final score was Ransom 145 to 155. And I want to give a special thank you to Coach Parizo, Coach Reagan, Athletic Director Haderer, Miami Shores Country Club, and thanks everybody for watching.